Hey there, my name is Pravus and welcome to more Plague Inc. Evolved custom scenarios. Let's take a look at a relatively new scenario that's gotten some pretty good reviews called Cloud Disease by a name I'm not even going to try to pronounce, but I see Leslie in there somewhere. My first scenario, congrats! You know, it takes a lot of courage to actually publish a scenario, put yourself out there, so I'm proud of you. A mysterious vapor is leaking from the clouds. It has been known to be acidic and acts similarly to the vacuum of space. Will the sky truly be falling now? Hang on, what? I was gonna say this sounds like acidic rain, but acts like the vacuum of space? How does that work? The vacuum of space is like a lack of matter. This is Matt? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Let's jump into it. It is a bacteria and all of my genes got reset. Oh, isn't that exciting? We're gonna go for the metabolic jump. We'll go for a Darwinist. We'll go for Aquasite. We're gonna grab Extremophile and we'll also pick up, let's say, the Symptostasis, though I have no idea which one's going to be the best. Atmospheric fumes. All right, we're starting in Indonesia. That's an unusual one. Oh, but I do see... never mind. I thought maybe I saw some extra ports and stuff going on here. It doesn't look like it. The sky is falling! Shut up, Chicken Little. It's not really falling, but a mysterious vapor has floated down from the sky. What horrors has nature prepared today? Yes. Nature, you horrible monstrosity, you're always malevolent against us humans. A new disease has started in the jungles of Indonesia. What horrors await us? Like I said, nature, it's just a terrible place. Reminds me of Madagascar. Nature! It's all over me, get it off! Anyway, we have birds, raindrops, wolf, bubbles, animal, and blood biter. So anything like mosquitoes and ticks, probably. Bubbles and raindrops I get. How these get affected, I don't know by the mist, but okay, apparently it does. Let's see. Bubbles affect poor countries and raindrops affects humid environments. Why do bubbles affect poor countries? I guess it is a fairly cheap toy, isn't it? Headache. Vapor fills head, leading to a strong headache behind the eyes. That causes discomfort and reduces the ability to work. So the standard headache, but that's a good start. We do have our standard cold, heat, and drug resistance, and bacterial resilience, so will be even better in different climates. Now, Indonesia, I don't think I've ever started in here before. It is a rural, humid, and hot country. Also, we just got a fall in urban density. That actually works really well since I had a rural start here. As far as symptoms, I guess we should probably start with raindrops since we started off in a humid country. It's gonna work out nicely for us. Also probably increases our odds of getting on some boats and stuff like that. There is, of course, raindrops level 2. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. Here's a deadly mist that will kill you all. We don't know how yet, but I'm gonna find a way to kill you all. Indonesia is not considered poor, so going for bubbles right now doesn't do me a lot of good. Never mind, it actually also increases water transmission. Okay, that works. I mean, it's not really bubbles per se like the soap bubbles you're used to. It just says that pathogen is able to survive in pockets of air in the water. So it's not bubble toy, it's literally just like the bubbles in the water and the froth. That's how that's gonna work. Going for birds and stuff could be good once we get into some land-based countries. Rural and urban, bloodbiter, hot climates. Yeah, could be good. What about some symptoms? Let's go ahead and pick up the headache. That's gonna lead to paranoia. As the vapor clouds the brain, it causes irrational delusions and mental symptoms, causing people infected to become recluses. I don't see the word recluse used often enough. I applaud you for using it. Confusion. Vapor enters deeper recesses of the brain, causing bouts of confusion in the host, harder to concentrate on complex work. Neither of these do me a lot right now, but a bit of extra severity for when we start getting out of the country wouldn't be bad. This will lead to aggression. Confusion and paranoia lead people to make increasingly irrational decisions, leading to violence and hallucinations. Vapor almost completely fills the head, causing severe hallucinations. Lack of awareness increases transmission chance as well as risk of injury. So far I can see how the chemical compounds within the vapor are affecting hundreds of people in Indonesia, and it starts messing with the brain chemistry. I get that. What does this have to do with the vacuum of space? That's what I want to know. If we don't get a satisfactory answer by the end of this, I'm going to be very disappointed. We'll pick up some drug resistance. It doesn't do me an absolute ton in Indonesia, but it does speed things up just a little bit. Now we've infected thousands. Again, I swear something reset. Again. I turn off the tooltips, right, for like you know, it's infected hundreds of people, now thousands, now more than the Black Death, now more than the Spanish flu, right? I turned that off, and it somehow comes back like every few weeks. I don't know what I'm doing with that. It must be some sort of an update. Let's go for animals. Good in the rural, good in the urban. I mean, really, how do you go wrong? Unless it's a country that is neither rural nor urban, but in that case, I don't know, what are you gonna do? Now we're in Australia, moving over to the United States. Glad we got that drug resistance. Also getting into Japan and Saudi Arabia. No air transmission is gonna be a bit interesting for me. I'm kind of surprised we got on so many planes instead of boats. We've got a couple of water transmission options, but nothing for air, and yet so far, not a single boat. Never mind, there's our single boat, but mostly air. Not what you would expect, right? Anyway, let's go for raindrops level 2. I want to find out what's in the center of that, because this is the customized transmissions, and as long as it's strategically viable, I prefer to stick with the new stuff if I can. That would be fun. What's this? Memory loss. Okay. Vapor starts consuming the gray matter of the brain, which impacts memory and learning. Very hard to cure. Makes sense. Skin lesions. Very infective. We'll pick that sucker up. That leads to necrosis. All right, we can start being lethal if we want to. A rash. Occasional allergic reactions increase severity. We'll pick that up. That leads to sweating. Almost always a good choice for us since it does impact the cold countries. Speaking of cold countries, we don't really have anything helping us in the cold countries yet. So sweating will help with that a little bit. Now, I am worried we're going to get too much severity, so let's be a little bit cautious about that, but also pick up some cold resistance so we can do better in places like Russia, like Canada, get into Iceland, get into Greenland. I have no idea how hard it's going to be to get into Greenland since we started in a weird country like Indonesia, but that's fine. We'll also do the drug resistance so we can actually beat through the Canadian healthcare system. And of course the British healthcare system too, but let's be honest, it's not as good as the Canadians, at least in this game. Anecdotally speaking, all right, this isn't a social commentary, but anecdotally speaking, for some reason Canada just seems to have a really, really good healthcare system in this game. Even with the cold and the drug resistance, it often can be that Canada messes you up. Let's go for Bubbles level 2. That leads to extreme bioaerosol. All right. I think Bubbles actually, it says it's just water transmission. I was going to say maybe, no, raindrops affect air transmission. Okay. I should have read this. This was air. You know, I assumed raindrops was going to have to do with water. Turns out this is actually secretly air transmission, but in the form of rain. Got it. Should have read that. All right. I understand how that works now. I'm a dum-dum. This is what happens when you don't read things. I've just played too much of this game, so I lose track and I don't pay attention. Paralysis, probably don't need that yet. Heat resistance, probably don't need either. Let's go for the birds, and let's go for probably the rural of the wolves. We are in Greenland, so what's left? Morocco and Algeria. I'll be honest, birds take care of the rest. Now we should start going for lethality. Let's go for necrosis, paralysis, and total brain death. Vapor causes extreme swelling of the brain. This paired with open wounds tear the brain apart. What a horrifying way to go. Your brain literally rips itself apart. Hey. Again, though, vacuum of space. I want to know what this has to do with the vacuum of space. You gotta answer that question or you're gonna earn a downvote. I'm just saying. All right, total organ failure. The vapor expands the body to the point of complete collapse. Body effectively explodes, releasing mass quantities of vapor. I mean, I would say that that's actually really bad for us to get right now for that lethality, but with necrosis, it's probably not that bad, as long as we don't kill too fast in Morocco, and no, the dead are actually working for me, so lethality is actually really good for me right now. Hemorrhagic shock, sure, we'll have paralysis shut down the brain, we can go for insanity and slow down the cure, and memory loss. That's all the symptoms, folks. That's all, folks. So that's going to slow down the cure at least a little bit. The cure's going way faster than I might have expected. Let's go ahead and slow that down and get a genetic reshuffle as well. And just buy myself a little bit of extra score. But at this point, with everybody infected and a pretty darn high lethality rate, plus, good lord, lots of DNA coming in, yeah, we should be able to absolutely demolish this. No problem whatsoever. Only 50 million people left. Oh, nope, it's already down to 10. Oh, nope, it's already down to 2. Oh, nope, it's already down to 100,000. And they are all going to be dead as of now. There you go. That was pretty quick. Atmospheric fumes have successfully eliminated all life on Earth. 428 days is somewhat quick, but not as fast as it could have been. Indonesia is not the absolute optimal starting location, but it worked for us, surprisingly. 13% cure progress, 60,183 points, 2 stars. And I still don't know what the vacuum of space has to do with the vapor. Acidity? Chemical imbalances? Insanity? Infecting the brain? Causing pressure buildup and you explode? Sure, I can follow with all of that, as alien as it sounds. But the vacuum of space, man, I'm confused on that one. Oh well, maybe someone can explain it in the comment section. I'll give you a thumbs up anyway, but I'll let you know right now I feel a little bit conflicted about it. All right, well, thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.